Welcome to Pro Practice, your guide to piano mastery. I'm Josh Wright, and I'm excited to present a series of 3 tutorials based on the 17 Serious Variations by Felix Mendelssohn, Op.54. The way that these tutorials will be laid out will be video number 1 will cover the theme through variation 5. Video 2 will cover variation 6 through variation 13. And the final video will cover variation 14 to the end. That's a pretty extensive amount of tutorials for a fairly short piece, but there is so much to go over in this piece, especially these first few, the theme and the variations. I have all the fingering marked in because I remember when I was learning this, I struggled with what to do fingering-wise. I experimented a lot, and I hope the guidance that I give you guys today can help you not only with fingering, but with interpretation, pedaling, and many more facets of this beautiful work. One of my favorite pieces ever composed, actually. I played this originally when I was around age 21 or 22, and I played it for maybe a year or two, and then I let it go. And I recently revived it for a concert and for these tutorials. A lot of my work these days is based on this Pro Practice series. So I hope you all enjoy what we have prepared for today, what I have prepared. Before we get started with the tutorial, I'll go ahead and play the theme and variation 1, and we will go through each of those variations through the end of variation 5 by the end of this tutorial. So we're just covering 4 pages today. I highly recommend getting an Urtext edition. I'm using the Henley Urtext. Here we go. Okay, and we'll get to variation 2 later on in this tutorial. I just wanted to give that, not just play the theme, but give you a little bit more context because this is a brilliant set of variations. This was published in 1841 as part of an anthology by the Viennese publisher Pietro Mechetti, I hope I'm saying that correctly, that was meant to gather funds for a statue of Beethoven in Bonn. So he was writing to many famous musicians of the day to contribute to this anthology, and this was Mendelssohn's contribution. What a great contribution. Such a beautiful piece, set of variations. So the form and analysis, we often go over that. This is just a theme and many different variations on that theme. You're going to see a lot of freedom taken. We even see a more hymn prayer-like variation that departs very much from this more serious theme, but it holds together really well. This is a concise enough set that I think that it's a big crowd pleaser. It takes around 11 minutes to play in performance. Some recordings that I have really enjoyed, well, the main recording that I've enjoyed more than any is that of Murray Pariah. It is so poetic, so beautiful, controlled. There are many wonderful recordings out there, but that is the one that I personally would recommend that you use as a guide as you work through this piece, because Pariah is known for being very true to the score, very golden with his tone and his touch, never harsh, and always creates wonderful textures. So I'll just leave that there in case you'd like to check out his recording. One of the challenging things is pedaling in this first move, in this theme, so this first portion of the piece. So I want you to make sure that you're not blurring seconds in most places. So rather than change, 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 going the extra mile there. Change, 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 change. Keeps it very clean and pure. In many ways, Mendelssohn was very traditional in comparison to some of his contemporaries. You think of Liszt and Chopin versus Mendelssohn. Mendelssohn seems, in many respects, with how he writes things, more classically based than some of his more romantic contemporaries. And this pedaling will certainly help keep it clean and pure and very clear. One of the other really challenging things is the way he marks this phrasing to start. That's the end of an idea. And then another idea. And then another one. And then it crests. So you have to be a magician, in other words, because you're doing these little diminuendos amid a larger crescendo. So you have to do them in degrees. So I want this to be a little softer than that A was, but not, because this would sound bad. We don't want to punch the end of a phrase like that, but you also don't want to get so soft. This is the trap I fall into, is being so heartfelt and tender there that then that sounds like it's accented. So it has to have a happy medium in there. So change. The next phrase is much easier because it's going down. So we have beautiful, long 8-bar phrase there with a lot of miniature phrases in between. So we see a 4-bar phrase, and then within that 4-bar phrase, we have 3 miniature ideas. This idea, and then this idea, which extends it to a full bar, to 2 full bars, excuse me. And then again, small idea, and then longer idea. And it's not only the longer idea of bars 5 through 8, but it's also concluding the idea from bar 1 through 8, because it grows and then it dies. The reason I want to present this before I even get into the fingering or some of the more basic concepts is because I want you to be thinking artistically, because that will immediately elevate your sense of understanding of the piece. And if you can understand the theme, you're going to understand the rest of the variations on that theme throughout the piece and how things can be manipulated effectively. Because when you get into busier textures, if you have this in your mind, that way when you go to here, a lot of students' minds go out the window as soon as they see fast phrases written in the piece. So it's very important to have an understanding of that. Let's go through. I'm going to actually bite the bullet and give you all of the fingering for the theme, variation 1 and variation 2. So grab a pencil if you don't already have one, and I'll go through the right hand, the left hand, and then hands together. The reason I am not just giving you guys a score with all the fingerings in it is I highly believe you need to have this Urtext score or an Urtext score, which are under copyright. So I don't want to break any copyright laws by giving out a copyrighted score. So we could go to a public domain score, but it's not as pure. I've looked at those. So here we go. Right hand. 5, 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 1, substitute to 5, 4, 1, substitute to 5, 4, 2, and then I lift the hand, 5, 2, 1, 4, 3, 1. The reason we do that substitute fingering is it gives us a really nice line rather than kind of picking the hand up. You can match it perfectly if you're really careful picking the hand up like that, but it's too dangerous. I like to do that physical connection. All right, picking up in the second beat of bar 4. This is in 2/4 time. So second half of the measure. 5, 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1, 4, 4, 1. Now, if you have small hands, feel free to do 5, 1, 5, 3, 1, 4, 2, 1. Now I take 3, 2, 1. I'm going to take that A flat down from the left hand. I'm going to put that into the right hand. Makes it a little easier. I'll show you when we put it into context. You'll see why. 4, 2, 1, 5, 5, 2, 1. Okay. Now here, I'm just going to do the A and the C. 5, 3. I'm going to take this in the left hand, that moving line. So I'm not going to try to do that in the right hand because it can tangle the right hand up a little bit more. So 5, 3. Next measure, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1. Again, just 5, 3. Next measure, measure 11, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 1. Now, again, I'm going to divide. I'll do 4, 2, 5, 1 in bar 12 to start off with. I'm going to take that E and the D down in the left hand. Some editions may already have that divided down. This one does not, so I wanted to clarify. 4, 2, 5, 1. Okay, second beat of bar 12. 5, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. 4, 5, 1, 4, 2, 1. 4, 5, 1, 2. 5, 1, 4, 1. 5, 1 or 4, 1 works there. I don't care. And then 5, 3, 1, 4, 2, 1, 5, 2, 1. Okay, you can rewind that as many times as you need. Skip back. Let's go through the left hand. And then the way this tutorial will be structured is we'll go through every variation, interpretive ideas, and then we will play through each variation, or in this case, the theme, as we go, so that you can see a finalized rendition of it. Okay, 5, 1.